me. I'm hoping everything is hooked up right. Um, let me know if you can hear me okay, because I made some changes um on my settings, and I'm not sure if it's like doing everything proper. All right. And I need to move some things on my big screen. So say hello if you are here. Lord, what a day. What a day. We're going to talk. Lots of stuff going on. I am so excited. I've been creating a bunch of stuff. So I've been busy, and I wanted to come and check with everybody and see how you were doing. Share some updates with you about some of the things that I've been seeing in in and around food pricing. And I just made a video. I'm, I'm so tired of being nice about the people who want to say, like, don't share truth. Either they can't handle the truth, I don't know what it is, or they just want to stay in la la land. Like, I don't get it. Hey, coffee with nurse, how are you? Hello, Mike. Welcome in. All right, so whoever's watching, say hello. I am broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, um, both my business and my personal page, and on TikTok, all at the same time, trying to mix some IV pack, the hydration pack. But let me know if you can hear me okay, please, because I made some changes and I want to make sure my mic is picking up. It says that it is. It says that everything's doing what it's supposed to do, but I need to make sure that you guys can actually hear me. So please, please say yes in the comments if you can hear me, if I'm coming through okay. Always have to do checks, sound checks, all the checks, just to make sure. Because technology is funky. Doesn't always work the way it's supposed to, even though, you know, it says that it's going to. You can't rely on it. I was going to play music, but since I'm broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube, I can't. So, yeah. Anywho, all right. So it is Saturday. God bless. I don't even know what day it is. How many of you guys feel like so much is happening so very fast? Somehow this timeline has broken as far as time is concerned. Like, time is just not working anymore. Like, I can't be the only one that feels like time is just jacked. Like, you can hear me? You're on Facebook? Yay. Okay, good. I didn't even check my audio settings. I guess I should. No, it's on the right setting, so we're good. We're good. I just don't like it when it tries to pick up my sound from my camera instead of my microphone, because then it sounds horrible. So yeah, Elena, hello. How are you? All right. Take a breath, Bernadette. So yeah, tell me, Margarita, you're over on Facebook. Times jagged. So are people. Girl, same. People are jagged right now. And I knew. I told my hidden wisdom community for April, I'm like, and literally I've said it repeatedly, like, towards the end of the month, people are gonna be just ragged. Like, I don't even wanna say jagged, I wanna say ragged, because that's what it feels like. People feel like they're ragged. Some people are being little rags too. Just God, I don't know. People are messed up right now, and everybody's got an opinion. I mean, I got an opinion too. I don't hold that against people, but like the people that are being super rude right now, and I don't even know what to say. Like, I just yeah, and jacked. Yeah, there's that. So, literally, um, the energy right now, for real, is just one of those things, like, that it's rough because for sure, we've got a ton of stuff going on in the world, and in astrology, whether you follow Western or Vedic or a combination of the 2, if you follow astrology, I'm curious how many of you do. Put it in the chat. If you follow astrology or if you're in my hidden wisdom, did you follow the monthly forecast? Because everything I said has happened right on target, right on time. Um, and it was the same kind of stuff that I was talking about in January for the yearly forecast. If you don't know what hidden wisdom is, go to my bio, it's all there. Anywho, everything I said, everything, including things between us and BB, were not us, but the orange one and BB were going to start to fall apart towards the end of the month, that the loyalty wasn't going to be there anymore. And the big I country is going to have to find someone else to fund them. But then there's been all these revelations this week about how they're proposing a bailout for the UAE. And I'm like, wait a minute, what are you bailing out the UAE? First of all, this is the very thing you campaigned on, America First, which was a bunch of BS. And second of all, as far as I understand it, the UAE has a ton of money. So what are the US taxpayers bailing out the UAE for? Like, none of it makes any sense. None of it, except if you put it through the lens of who's making money off of all these deals, including the war in Iran and the stall of negotiations and the attack of the big I, which I can't say what that is. You guys can figure it out, read between the lines, and their stuff going on in Lebanon right now, right? And it's the same stuff with Venezuela, like stealing resources and whatnot. I do follow astrology. It's been surprisingly accurate. It's crazy. It is crazy accurate and really good. Trump and his family. Exactly, Pat. Like, what's up? I don't understand. I do not understand how people are still supporting this when they were so anti-corruption, drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. You brought a whole flippin' lagoon. Forget about a swamp. Like, you brought all the swamp monsters and then you put them on steroids and they are running things. I it's beyond me how people are still able to rectify and back this stuff up. It is costing us taxpayers billions, if not trillions of dollars. Meanwhile, the corporations are not paying. Part of what I've been researching and pulling together for the second series of the new podcast, Unfiltered, is the realistic cost, because they just proposed one and it got approved in my local area, in my county, a huge data center, and they're giving them a 10-year tax abatement. So these data centers aren't paying property taxes, yet all of us have had raised property taxes, raised home insurance policies, right? Raised utilities from water to electric. Everything's gone up. But you're giving a 10-year tax abatement to a data center, to a corporation that, and they said in the hearing on Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever it was, that in fact what the company is proposing it's going to cost, you know, require in water and utilities, is actually an understatement. Now, number one of the things I'm going to talk about in the podcast too is there are solutions to these problems if only we had an administration that held the corporations responsible for what they require and demand for power and water, and for them to pay taxes and put their money in. The fact that corporations don't pay diddly squat, if anything at all, in taxes, but the American public does. And the corporations are firing and laying off people at will and eliminating stability and livelihoods across this country, but they don't have to pay taxes. They continue to rake in the profits for the top 1%, the people running those companies. It astounds me that that hasn't reached a fever pitch in the protests and the outrage of this country. Not to mention what we talked about the other day on the live stream, Palantir, the increased surveillance, all the companies that are pay to play in this administration that literally are getting all of the government contracts and still not they're getting taxpayer money, but they're not paying into the system. They're not going, it's not coming back into the economy. All the money now within our government is evaporating, disappearing. There's billions of dollars missing right now. And of course, this administration has been so corrupt that any kind of oversight or investigations is non-existent. So the people that sit there and say, "Oh no, it's not going to happen here in the US," it's already happening. Convince me differently, but bring your receipts and show me proof that it's not happening. That's where I'm at. Yet I bring receipts and people constantly want to challenge it and say it's not happening here. Love and light. Not going to happen in the US. Not us. Why? Because it hasn't happened in the US in the recent past that we know of in the history of the, like, just because it never did doesn't mean it never will. We never had to deal with authoritarian dictatorship government either, but it seems to me that we actually are not only on our way there, but it's pretty well stacked right now. Look at Milo joining in. I don't know if you guys can see him back there. My old golden grand dog has got to be on camera. He's like, I'm here. See if I can turn a light on him. Hey, Megs, what's up, girl? Milo always likes to be on camera because my daughter used to stream on Twitch. Do you see him? Wait, I'm trying to shine the light on Milo. Hi, Milo. No, no, no. Go lay down. I didn't mean to disturb you. No, no, you're good. Go lay down. Go lay down. Anywho, um, so we have a number of things happening right now. We have a number of things unraveling, and everybody's, I'm sure, having their own feelings about what's going on, your own thoughts, your own fears, right? Your own reactions to what's happening. If you don't, either you're not paying attention or I don't know. Like, Uranus and Gemini, baby. The evil twins. Gemini is my opposing sign. So it's funny because I love Geminis, and they love me, but they are my opposing sign. And Geminis crack me up because, man, they got two very distinct sides to them too. Geminis are amazing people, just like I think all people are, um, until they just decide to forego their humanity, which I'm seeing way too often right now. Those of you who are watching me on YouTube and Facebook, can you say hey? So I know you're here. Say hello. Say hello. Rob's a Gemini. He's been true to form lately. Oh, do tell, girlfriend. My Scorpio dad, my poor dad, is going through some stuff. And I'm like, from just like a mental perspective. And he's a Vietnam vet, right? He's going through his own, like, he doesn't get, I think because of the work I've done with him, he doesn't get rageful about the stuff he sees. He is not happy. And I mean, he's 84. He goes, I don't think I'm going to recognize the world we live in. I don't recognize it now because of technology, but I don't know. He goes, I don't know if I'm going to recognize it. Like, well, dad, Some comments in this live were filtered. We must have some pissy people in here because TikTok's moderating comments, unless someone's cussing, because that happens too. TikTok's changed a ton this week. So if you are someone who makes content, whether for fun or just cause, and you have noticed that your TikTok is a shit show this week, there's a couple reasons that may be happening. Let me know in the comments if that has happened to you, please, and thank you. Um, because for sure, my TikTok has changed this week. Just and I know that we've lost some more creators that are truth tellers. It seems like they're suppressing a whole lot. They added the AI remix feature and then took it down. Then they added the AI cast feature, and I don't know if we're giving them permission for people to use our videos to create AI generated content or not. Do we have an opt out for that? So that's number 1. Number 2, from my understanding of everybody's accounts were turned into business accounts on TikTok from personal accounts, and there's no way to do anything about that. And if you have a business account, you get way less views, and most people are getting really crappy views. Um, and that it will be automatically reverted back to a personal account if you don't verify that you're a business within 30 days, but then your views are just tanked. There's a lot of things happening on the platform that just absolutely are disturbing. And I have a lot of people that I've seen that are like, "No, I'm leaving." And I don't know. I haven't I'm undecided right now. Hey, Carrie, how are you? It's good to see you over on YouTube. Scorpio Sun and Rising, Sag Moon. All right. So you're probably feeling the fire right now too, Margarita, because yeah, I'm a Sag. Um, at least in Western, I'm Sag. And I think in no, I'm Sag in both Western and Vedic. My rising, however, in Vedic is Pisces, where my rising in Western is Aries. And it changes things. It changes things. I like Vedic astrology. Like I am dig on Vedic astrology and have been using it a lot for my forecasts and stuff like that. And it's been spot on. I think more so with timing and specificity of events unfolding than Western. Western's more, I think, in a lot of ways, like a personality energy based. Um, it does do, you can do predictive based, but it's typically based on history. It's not as much based on like predictions. I think Vedic's stronger for that personal preference. And after 30 years of studying this stuff, I've evolved away from Western and use the other stuff. But anyhow, let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling right now. Like, what's top of mind for you? What is either, I mean, it can be good things too, right? Like, what are you celebrating? What are you happy about? What are you grateful for? Let's start this positive. Let's get this stream going in a positive. What are you or who are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for? Throw it in. Let's throw some positive energy out into the interwebs, into the ethers, and send some energy out there. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. I don't make me a dancing monkey. Please. I've been working for days on a project. I just finished part 2 of a 3-part project that is going to benefit anybody who is looking for work or looking to make an income. And if that interests you, put interested. Um, because there's a free component to it too. But if that's you and you're like, I need to make an income, I need a job, and I need to pivot, put interested in the comments or just put pivot because I want to know who's watching and am I speaking to the things you care about. I don't know what the deal is with comments right now, but I'm grateful for my family. Miss Carrie, you have a beautiful family too, right? Like, same. I say that every day, and I don't think I say it enough. I don't think we say what we're grateful for out loud enough. I think we need to be, like, more loud and more proud about the things we're grateful for. I'll tell you guys, like, just the fact that I am not even a year cancer-free, but, like, I'm a year post chemo, which is amazing. I have a little ponytail. I am digging the hell out of being able to throw my hair that is unwashed in ponytails, so I don't have to wash my hair every day. When I had chemo, I never had to, like, I just run a washcloth over my head and called it good. And now it's like I have to wash my hair all the time. Right? Come on, TikTok. Tell me what are you guys, I'm gonna check TikTok on my phone. What are you guys grateful for? Put it in the comments. I ooh, so loud. So loud. Um, tell me what you're grateful for. Tell me what you're concerned about. If you're not, if you can't find something to be grateful for, like, tell me what um tell me what you're concerned with, because I can be helpful, but only if I know. Yeah, comments on TikTok are there. I don't know why they're not, like, no, none of y'all are commenting. Anywho, um, I'm looking to pivot, but I do not have family. I have 2 dogs I'm grateful for. What do you mean that's not family? Says who? Oh my God. My animals are family. They are my children. For real. They are my children. Like, I think, and I know that someone was trying to push for making, dogs and cats and personal pets like family members so they can be covered by insurance because, oh my God, they're so expensive to support, right? Vet visits are no joke. Anywho, they are family. To me, dogs are family. So it doesn't matter if you don't have kids or you're not married. If you have pets, I mean, shit, we've got dogs and guinea pigs, and Addie lost her hamster. I'm also wondering just how long this crazy president can stay in power. Um, from your mouth to God's ears. I ask that a lot. He's not going to make it through his whole term, just so like, I'll reaffirm that for you or confirm that for you. He's not going to make it through his whole term. I don't care what people say. I mean, his health's not holding. I don't. Have you guys noticed all the talk now? Hey, Justice Veronish, have you guys noticed all the talk about dementia and the signs? He fell asleep on a newscast the other day. Like, sorry about the hamster. The hamster actually lived a full life, um, like, for real. So it's okay to live the full length of her life. They don't live that long, few years, but the guinea pigs are good. They're ridiculously funny. They yell at me like all the animals, like Bella's cats used to yell. And anytime I enter the room, because the only time, like, I go in Addie's room is when I have to feed her guinea pigs. So they're like, "Oh, it's the lady that feeds us really fresh veggies," and they are instantly like, "Chip, chip, 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 chip." I've been talking about his dementia for years. Have you noticed how bad it's gotten? Like, have you noticed how bad it has gotten in the last couple of weeks? And just this week alone, it has gotten really bad. Like, that's why he fell asleep too. And then Letnick was like giving him the side eye. Even my 84-year-old dad says he's too old to be a president. I'm like, you got no argument here. Like, none. Did you see the fake shooting diversion at the White House Correspondent Dinner tonight? There was another one at the press briefing room where they called them all to the press briefing room, I think the other day. So that doesn't surprise me, Pat. It doesn't surprise me. It's so bad now, Sleepy Donnie. I mean, every name he calls is just a projection of himself to other people. That's what's so ridiculous. It is nonstop with him. Um, and if he's no longer in office, you know, we've got to contend with JD Vance for a time. He's bad too, but he's pretty weak. So, like he doesn't have a huge amount of backbone. So he's more like you know, the what is it with the three wolves, or the three pigs? The huff and the puff, and he can't blow anything down. Like it. I don't think it's going to go well for him. No one is doing anything to remove him. So that's not true. Actually, you're just not seeing it on mainstream media. They have the Democrats have put our Article 25 uh, motions in play, but the Republicans keep blocking it. So they just keep blocking it. But it is what it is. I don't think. How many of you guys have hit your protests when we've had the No Kings? I'm not kidding when I say, like, we need to go all out, and it can't be every quarter. Like, it needs to be like everyone needs to start throwing a fit, especially about these breaks, these corporate tax breaks, and this bullshit about bailing out the UAE and sending our money to the big I country everywhere but at home. Like, oh, we can't afford to feed our kids, and we can't afford to help the elderly. Oh, and we can't afford to provide any kind of usable healthcare insurance system, but we can bail out and back endless wars for the big I. We can we, we, we can freaking bail out a country like the UAE. I protest every time. Justice furnish me too. But we need more. Cut the cord with BB. Pat, in my hidden wisdom forecast for April, I did talk about that at length and what that looks like and the timing of it. But I don't think you're in my hidden wisdom. So, but I did talk about that in the monthly forecast at the beginning of the month. So, yeah, it will come, and the makings of the breakup is on its way. But we've got a lot of things surfacing right now that we can't let up on. If you notice, mainstream's not talking about the Epstein files since the war, right? Go figure. How convenient. The Epstein files got buried. I like the Lego movies that are being put out by Iran. I like the truth telling that they're doing, you know. I hope people are actually realizing that the stuff they're saying in those videos is actually true, cuz it is. I'm going to tell you guys one thing I'm grateful for. I think I shared with you on the last live stream. I did the sardine fast, and I've continued doing protein, like high protein with vegetables now, but no carbs, zero sugar, all of that. As of this morning, I've lost 11 pounds. And I can see it in my face just on the live stream. Like before, my face was really rounded and you couldn't see my cheekbones. And now, literally, and I have no makeup on right now other than some lip stain or lip gloss. I have none on right now. Because I've been in my office working at my computer like a feverish beast for a week and completed 2 parts to a 3-part project. Big parts, which I'll talk about if you guys want to know. If you want to know. If you don't, that's okay too. Dang it. I was at Costco again. I forgot to pick some up. Some sardines. They got the Wild Planet. I did a video just a little while ago showing my receipts from the icky ones that I bought and took back and then exchanged them for the Wild Planet. Wild Planet, thankfully, is still at 10.99. The ones I bought on the 13th for 11.99. I took them back on Wednesday, the 22nd, less than 10 days later. The price is now 13.99. So for all the people that have said, "Oh, food prices are not gonna go up, you don't need to stock up on anything. Don't worry about it," kind of bullshit. $2 increase in less than 10 days for a six-pack of sardines is a big price increase. I don't know what people are smoking that makes them believe that our prices for food and goods are not going up here in the United States. $2 in 10 days for sardines. Now, we're not even talking about meat. Y'all know the cost of meat is flipping ridiculous. Thank God I'm not eating any meat. Like, it's out of this world high. Some of the things that people use daily, laundry soap. Laundry soap is like $20 for a normal 25 bucks. I don't know what you guys pay, but tell us about the project. Prices are absolutely nuts right now. Carrie, I made videos about this on the 13th of April and had a bunch of people tell me that I was fear mongering because I was telling people because so much of our food, whether it's fresh groceries like vegetables and fruits, or it's your dog food, your kitty litter, your shampoo, whatever, are packaged in plastics. And plastics, the cost of plastic resins went up in February before the war by 60%. Then the war, okay, and a lot of those plastic materials, the petro materials, chemical materials that are used to make plastic resins come out of the freaking Middle East and the Strait of Hormuz. So for the people who are like, it's never going to happen here, it's not going to happen here, yeah, whatever, you're wrong. I don't want these things to happen. It's not like I want these things to happen. You know what I mean? I don't want them to happen. I don't like paying high prices. Anyone Tide was $30 and Tide I don't use Tide. Um it's crazy. Like so crazy to me. Seriously crazy to me. So, I'm trying to pull some stuff up so I can share it, but um I have to open it on my computer. Oh, okay. And trying to get this set. Okay. So a couple things I did. For those of you who are looking to make money, um, pivot, either change because you got laid off or you're trying to make some money for yourself because you're not making enough now or whatever. I know there's a huge need. I've been working with clients on stuff like this for the last 26 years. It's part of what I do. And I'm a high performance coach, but I'm a life coach, master life coach who's been helping people for that long. I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years. I had a horse farm that was very successful and horse training and boarding facility that was very successful. I ran a marketing agency. I ran a headhunting recruiting agency for tech back in 1999 and 2000. And literally, like, I know when I left corporate back in the late 90s, I left as a business development director. I ran a marketing and sales department. So I have all the business stuff, but I also have the high performance coaching stuff. Plus, I have the master life coach stuff. Oh, and I'm a psychic, right? And I have high pattern recognition. So I typically start to notice things ahead of when they start to show up on the screen of time and space where people are actually recognizing, okay, this is an issue. And I've been noticing, and I've been saying this for a long time. The podcast I created, the new one that I flipped to from unnot to unfiltered, was because we're in a whole new era now. And this war amplified and ramped up every single thing that was already happening with job layoffs in 2025. AI companies are laying people off at massive rates, massive rates. They first started to blame it on AI. In the last, I would say 2 or 3 weeks, there's been a ton of articles that have come out and said it isn't because of AI. Oops, they lied. It is because they want to maintain their profits. They were looking to cut their expenses so that they can actually go higher into investing in and leveraging AI. But it wasn't because of AI taking jobs. It was because they are greedy and they're posting record freaking profits while everyone in the working class is suffering, right? Truth. You guys get that? Prices are absolutely nuts right now. No. Plus other things are going up. Postage, car insurance, everything's going up. Everything is going up. Um, yeah. And not just here in the US, it's everywhere. I'm reconnecting. Hold on. Can can you guys wow. Can you guys Restream is having issues tonight. Holy cow. Can you guys hear me? Restream just disconnected, reconnected. So put in the chat if you can hear me because I just blinked out on my screen with a little yellow warning that said it was reconnecting. Lost connection. How did you lose connection? Please, wherever you're watching from, I got a bunch of you on Facebook and YouTube. I got some people over on TikTok. Put in the comments. Can you hear? Can you see? You see? So it's back. It's all gouging also. It is gouging and it's ridiculous. So because of everything going on, y'all, I made the new podcast, Bernadette Gold Unfiltered, and literally put it on a real, on the real podcast directories, on Apple, on Spotify, on all the places. Plus, it's up on YouTube as a video stream. And I released 12 episodes. If you have not seen the first series, the entire series, since everybody likes bingeable content, and they're like 10-minute episodes, except there's one that's 20 minutes. The title of that series, season 1, is The Attack on the Middle Class and How to Survive It, which is setting up the rest of what I want to talk about in upcoming series. And at some point, I'll get some guests to interview that are that you guys want to hear from. Okay. But for right now, I'm just building. I got to get enough people following, downloading, liking, sharing before guests will actually come on. That's the way podcasts work. Ask me how I know. I've had 5 podcasts in the last however many years since podcasts has been around. So I have to build the following first. In any case, what I created there is to really get everyone's mindset shifted into how to think about the current affairs. For people that don't understand, again, I'm not saying any of this to scare anybody, but this is just the facts. And this is my intuitive hits. And it's been this way for months and months that this is where it was heading. And I said this back in 2022 or 2020 when we were in COVID about gig workers, solo entrepreneurs, contract contract workers, blah blah blah. That is where things were going to go. But then in 2022, I said eventually that is what is going to be the overriding workforce, and that is what we're seeing now. At least it's what we should be seeing. I know a lot of people picked up on those signals back then and started their own thing, built a side income, a side hustle, whatever, whatever, right? And they now have recurring income and stable income. Then we go to 2025. The largest, highest, I don't know if it's largest, highest unemployment numbers and layoff numbers since the Great Depression. You guys are aware of that, right? Put yes in the comments or put I'm aware. And if you don't know that or you disagree, just put I disagree. We don't have to agree on everything. I just want to see where you guys are at with this stuff. And the more I understand where you're at, the more I know which way to take this trajectory wise and what I need to say to you. And help you to understand where we're at and where we're headed. I'm here to help. I'm not here to harm anybody or mislead you. But are you aware of the current job numbers? And the numbers they posted in 2025 was a bunch of bullshit. They already came out and said 2025 estimates of those who lost their jobs and the unemployed. Oops, it was too small a number. What little bug are you biting me? You see it daily. Justice for owners, I'm aware. Right. Hey, Mark, the medium. How are you, friend? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you on one of my streams. You guys remember Mark, the medium, Mark Troy? He's over on TikTok right now. If you guys aren't on TikTok, you're missing some things. I miss him. I miss you. Anyhow, don't get me sidetracked. Not that I'm blaming you because I get sidetracked fairly easily. So the job numbers are bad. The job market sucks. Anyone who's been in the market to find a new job, no matter what level of employment you're looking for, you probably know that you can put out 100 resumes or 1,000 resumes. You can be highly degreed. And you know what you get from those 1,000 resumes? You get silence. You don't get an email back. You don't get status updates. You don't get interviews, and you don't get calls. How many of you are looking for employment right now and are in that boat? Put me in the comments if that's you. And it doesn't matter. It does not matter what role you're looking for. I'm not kidding. It can be entry level. It can be senior director level. I work with leaders, so a lot of them have shifted and changed. Months ago, I was working with several high-level leaders, and we started to track the trends with CEOs, CFOs, going more towards fractional employment. Do you guys know what fractional employment is? Instead of regular full-time hires. Yes or no? You know what fractional employment is? 'Cause that was the first major track that was confirming for me everything I saw and everything I had been talking about for the last few years was true. Do you know what a fractional employee is? Out of curiosity. Yes or no? Am I just talking to myself? Nobody's responding. I'll move on if you guys don't care, don't know about what fractional, like, it's a trend right now in high level positions, in your top C-suite positions like CEO, CFO. And all fractional employment means is you're not a full-time employee. Many of those people are having to get 3 and 4 fractional employment. So what fractional employment means, thank you, Carrie, for responding. Fractional employment means for a fraction of the normal hours. So they're not full-time employees, which means they're probably not getting full-time benefits. Corporations save money by hiring fractional CEOs, CFOs, VPs, directors, right? Where they break up it's just less hours. It's not a full-time employee. So they're not hiring full-time CEOs. And this works a lot for startups too. It's where it came from was the startup world. They would hire a fractional, right? Which means a part-time. It's a fancy way to say part-time. A part-time CEO, a part-time CFO. They don't have to pay as high of a salary to have that level of leadership in their business, right? Yeah, Carrie. I hear you, friend. But this is what's been happening, and a lot of mid-level, employees and entry-level employees didn't even know. They didn't even know what the hell that meant. But because I work with leaders, I stay up to date with all this stuff, and I track the trends with all that too. So, anywho, so startups kinda started that because they couldn't afford to hire, like, some guy that, makes over $500,000 a year. So how do we do that? Well, you'll have a CEO who's got the experience, who's got the credentials, um, come in part-time, and they call it a fractional CEO. But then that CEO can't live on that part-time income if he doesn't have a full-time gig, right? So he now has to get, or she has to get, multiple fractional CEO roles, right? So, say you work for company A for 10 hours a week and you get this salary. Then you work for company B for 20 hours a week and you get this salary. And then you work for company C for this much. So you could have 3 or 4 roles as a fractional CEO, director, vice president, CFO, CTO. Like, you could have multiple roles and multiple salaries, but combined, you're probably making more than you were at one position, but truly, it's how they are making it. Does that work for mid-range managers? They're not hiring the mid-range C-suite executives that way yet. It may go there. Um, They are hiring as far as, like, and we've seen this for many years, and it's gotten actually a lot worse since COVID. For the entry level worker or the junior worker, right, that doesn't have a decade of experience, they're hiring them as contract employees, 1099 employees. And what a lot of the 1099 contract employees don't know how to do is set their tax situation up in such a way they aren't paying self-employment tax, which is the highest rate of tax. They aren't running it like an actual business and setting up as an S corp. Yeah, some of them do offer benefits, not all of them don't. Carrie's asking no benefits. Some of them do offer benefits, and some of them do offer profit sharing, right? For startups, it's a good option for sure, but the fact that the bigger corporations are now capitalizing on that too is kind of weak. And it just shows you that the top of the top business owners, corporations just care about the bottom line and money. They care about their profits. They don't care about anybody else, anything else. It's stupid. But it is that is how things are going. And then contract workers, you have your junior level contract workers that come in, and even some of the higher level skilled, credentialed, degreed workers, they want to bring them in as contract workers. We saw this a lot during COVID, right? We saw it a lot during COVID because then they could hire them as remote workers. They didn't have to provide equipment, don't need to pay for your computer and your desk and office space. We saw a shrinking of business space, right? Businesses were getting out of their big buildings and whatnot. In fact, my son-in-law works for a company. They lost a bunch of their office lease space because their residents, because people were leaving your typical office setup. Why do you need a big ass space, 20,000 square foot, when everybody works from home, right? Anywho, so that's driven the changes too. Mainstream news tells us it has to do with profits and AI and blah blah blah, and none of that's true. It only has to do with the profits and bottom line for the owners of the company. and those who own shareholders. It doesn't have anything to do with anything other than that. They don't care about us. The system, the program culturally for many, many years said that um, if you work for an institution, a corporation, the government, blah, 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 it will take care of you. I mean, that was the baby boomers. That was my dad's big pitch to me over and over when I was growing up. Get a job, big corporations, stay there. They'll reward you for your loyalty. Do you guys remember that? Because most of you were raised under that. True or not true? Were you taught that if you go work for a company and you retire there, you'll have a pension, they'll take care of you, you'll have a good retirement and 401k and yada, yada, yada. Were you guys taught that? I know I can't be the only one, but that is the way we were brought up. That's why people were pushed in to go to college, get your degrees, you know, get hired by a big company, Fortune 500, Fortune 100, like do the thing. Follow the steps to have the American dream, right? We all bought in. And then corporate America and the billionaire class broke the social contract on that. And that's what I talked about in the first podcast series. More and more people, I see videos pop on my For You page every day. More and more people. I got laid off today. No severance package. Yep, and then Americans got greedy. Not Americans, corporations, corporate owners, conglomerates, billionaires got greedy. I remember hearing that, but I never did that corporate thing. I did for a short time till I was 28, and then I was like, I can't fit in this box. It's not only uncomfortable, it's suffocating and draining. But I did the walk. I didn't go to college. I didn't need to. I was smart all on my own. I would say both. I'm not going to disagree. I think you're right. So now we're in a position where the technocrats and this administration are extracting as much wealth out of the American economy and the American taxpayers' wallets as they possibly can. In some ways, I think they're trying to crash the system. I have no proof of it, but there has been a plan in play for over 50 years to do just that. We haven't had a reset of our currency or revalue of our currency that is fiat currency based on the petrodollar, not on the gold standard, right? It changed. Now, this administration wants to change us to a digital currency, which is not only dangerous, but utterly and completely ridiculous when there's no oversight, no regulation in place. Oh, how convenient. All that being said, this whole mess has created a cluster for people needing to make money, and they're used to living by that social contract. If you get laid off from a job, just keep applying, you'll get another job. There'll be a job there to replace. The job market is not coming back the way that we were used to having it. Do you understand and do you see that? Like, do you guys actually get that? The job market is not going to return, and it's not because of AI, and it is not because of the war in Iran. It is not. Put yes in the comments if you actually see that, or put I see in the comments. It's not coming back. And again, I don't say this with pride or glee. It sucks. It totally sucks for everybody, including me and my family. Carrie saying true. Pat saying yes. All right. So you guys get it, right? Like, I'm not people. So here's what I've noticed, this crazy thing that I think people that go into shock after losing a job, that they were counting on, kind of go into freeze mode. They get so overwhelmed, and so what do we do when we are in survival mode? When we're in freeze mode, we do what we've always done. We go the route we've always known, and we miss the signals and the patterns, which okay, that's okay. But I'm telling you, pay attention to the patterns. Because I see things before they happen, I'm always fairly good at positioning and creating a solution for people, kind of as a safety net to catch them as they're falling or to pick them up when they can't move. Because of that, um I created a few things. The first thing, and Andrea over on the YouTubes was wanting me to share it. So I'm going to show it you guys. And it's not available, like it's not, hold on, I don't want to lie. Yeah, there you guys can't get to these. You cannot see them because of the fact that I have not published them to the general public. Um, but this is the first thing that I created. And this is free. This is free. It is it is called the Income Archetype Quiz. Completely free. This is not a normal quiz. This is not, oh, let's have some fun, right? And do a quiz. I built this from my 30 years of entrepreneur experience and 26 years of client work. The quiz asks the question and answers it. Do you have what it takes to create income that belongs to you? That doesn't belong to the corporations, belongs to you. Where's my window? What happened? Um, so how many of you guys think that this quiz would be useful for you? Because literally, like, it will be available probably in a week or two, probably a week. I'm trying to underestimate just because of the fact that I literally tend to over deliver on stuff and underestimate what it takes to. It is very cool. And you will get from taking this. I built it. I it's not like some normal quiz. If you've ever done one of my archetype quiz, y'all know when I build these, the psychological profiles are freaking accurate. Andy did it and he took it and it was accurate. And you don't get just like one paragraph that tells you this is like it's solid information that will give you an idea of where you're at and do you have what it takes to create income. And if you do, what you need to think about and from what frame, because there are 5 different types of archetypes that you could actually score on and and get as far as a result. So that's step 1, and that is a free assessment, a free quiz. Anybody can take it. I will share it with you guys. It will be on my bio as soon as it's available, and I'll announce it when it's available. And if that's all you ever do, you're going to get a lot from it, and you'll understand and learn from you. You would love to take the quiz, Benjamin. I would love for you to take the quiz because it gives really good information. So that's the number one thing that I created. The second thing I created is this, because this is actually the answer of what you need specifically. This is called, I can't, hold on. I don't know see if I can make it smaller. There we go. So that the people on TikTok can see. Can you guys see that? Can you tell me in the chat if you can see it? I shrunk it down a little bit. This is an actual program, a blueprint that I created, and man, it's been a lot of work, and I had to make a couple iterations because I wanted to make sure it was accurate, and I run people through it the way it's set up. So this is work that I've been doing and taking clients through, and it's called the Income Generator Blueprint. And what it does is creates, I'll show you. I won't take you through all of this, but I will show you. It literally will tell you exactly, exactly, specifically several income paths for you. You guys see that? And see if I can shrink it just a little bit more. So now it's getting really funky tiny. Hold on. Can we take it this way and center it? TikTok's kind of funky. Can you guys see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. So I know it's hard for y'all to see on TikTok, and I don't know what to do about that because it's kind of funky. Actually, yeah, I don't know what to do about that on TikTok. You can see it. So it it will create a blueprint specifically for you, and I probably not doing it justice. I've been working on the reiteration of it today, but this is a process that I've taken clients through, and I made it so that I don't have to be the one that takes you through it because it takes several hours to get a clean output and blueprint. It takes several hours, which my rate is pretty high to have to pay for me to take you through it. So I was trying to find a way, how can I deliver these results to people on a big scale? And I finally was able to figure it out in the last 2 weeks, and I created it. So the personal income blueprint will deliver not a general direction and not one answer that may or may not fit you, multiple specific paths that are built from your answers to the questions that are asked within the blueprint, right? We do use AI in this because AI can pattern recognize the way that I do super fast. And I've created specific tight rules and instructions for this to work that combine journal prompts and your answers to journal prompts with the master prompts for AI. But it will tell you what you can actually offer, not one description, two or three of things that you can offer based on your skills, your experience, your priorities, your health conditions, all of the things your life demands, specific to you. Every two reports will be completely different because you're going to answer based on you. I ran one of our Hidden Wisdom or Charm Life members through yesterday and had to make some tweaks because I didn't like some of the way that it came out. But we ran through it and it came up with a business idea she had never thought of. And it was so out of the box, which is the point of this is not conventional traditional income paths. This is like developed income paths, things that you personally, only you could offer the world, how to package it and all that stuff. Um, so it that's part one is what to offer or what you can offer, what you can sell, what you can create. Part two, because it's six parts. Part two is who needs what you have, right? Including the markets that you may not be considering. Part three is what it's worth and the multiple ways to get paid for it. So what the market will pay for it. Like what's it worth? What would people pay for this? Part four, what to build first. And that is based on your requirement for income. Do you need it at speed? Do you have runway so you can build this like consulting or an agency or something like that? You have time to build it. Or do you need income like now, and yesterday? Because it's going to give you recommendations based on that. Part five is what are you afraid of and what's actually blocking you from having an answer to that, finding an answer. like starting your own thing. And then part 6, the final one, which I just added because I think it's necessary after you get your full blueprint, your full layout of what to offer and whatnot. Um, part 6 will tell you who it can serve, like who your audience is, where the market is, literally like um who needs it right now. Like I don't there is and I searched, I looked to see if this is available anywhere. I know it's not available at the level that I provide things because they don't have my view. It's not available anywhere. This is not a career assessment, a general career assessment, a general conventional like income advice. This is specific. And y'all, like when I build shit, I make damn sure it works. I know this process works because this is the process I've taken my clients through in our one-on-one calls. This is the process I've taken business owners through, entrepreneurs, startup, right? Individuals who wanted to leave their soul draining careers. I've taken them through this process. So I know it works. And these are high level people, but I just took someone through that is she does, she's been doing Spark deliveries and things like that, and then she started a novelty store. She's like, "But I need some more income ideas because none of this is generating the kind of income that I want or need. So I would be happy to do it." And I was like, "Be my guinea pig." And we did that. And she was like, I've never thought of what it suggested." And it was literally because of something she said when she answered the journal prompts and questions. That's where it came up with it. So completely unique. How many of you guys think that that would be beneficial to you? And how much do you think you would have to pay for it? Because I'm going to shock you in a minute when I tell you what I priced it out. Like for real. It's going to shock you. Shock. Shock you when I tell you. Anybody? Bueller? Again, this is not like a checklist. It's not a PDF. It takes several hours to complete on your own. But I've made it so that it feels like I'm sitting right beside you. and very clear instructions. I just have to record the intro video and the first introduction video that shows non-techie people. And if you're afraid of something like this because you're non-techie, the walkthrough that I'm doing on video is screen share, show you how to put it all together. I provide all the documentation. You don't have to do much but answer the questions and copy and paste and attach files to an AI. Justice for Owners is saying it sounds useful. Yeah, cool. Um, again, like there's nothing like this out there. It is for people who um, don't know how to turn their current life skills, experience, knowledge into income that they own, that nobody can take from them. Whether that comes from your hobbies and the things you love, which I'm always game for, as long as it can generate an income. Not every one of our passions can generate a solid, stable income. Some of them can, but we want to know which ones can and which ones can't, right? Like, I really like snorkeling, but I'm not going to make an income that can support me for the rest of my life sitting in Hawaii snorkeling. It's just not going to happen. It's a hobby, but it's not something that will generate income unless, of course, I was certified as maybe a scuba instructor or a snorkeling guide that could go out and take people on adventures. Maybe then. But in this economy, would that be profitable as a new business? Probably not. Probably not. And these are the things we have to know if we're gonna start a business and jump in. There are many fast ways to take what you have, take what you already have in you and generate income, and you would be surprised. And that the more you're doing it on your own and it's something you actually like, the more money naturally, this is just the law of the universe, literally universal mechanics and universal law. You'll make money easily. It won't be a hard thing. And people will be attracted to you as long as you're not trying to sell them and push them into something, right? So I'm curious how much you guys think that should be selling for. And does that kind of like does it appeal to you? Do you think that you could learn something from? And I'm not asking you what you think it should be worth to test you. I've already set the price. I just want to know what y'all think. Bernie snorkeling. Swear to God, I used to want to be a dolphin trainer, like at SeaWorld, but then I realized what SeaWorld was, and I grew up, and I was like, no thanks. It was hard enough to train horses. People always kind of interfered with the joy in horseback riding and showing and riding. Benjamin's saying 500. It should be 500. You're probably right. In fact, I know that you're right. Literally, like people have paid me to go through this process, the very process that I have put together that anybody can go through on their own. People have actually been paying me $7,000 because it takes, and some of them 10,000. Depends on how quick they are at getting their answers out and fluid in one-on-one sessions. Sometimes it takes literally 10 sessions to get through it. Like, it just depends, but people have paid me a lot of money to go through this process privately with me because they wanna get up and running fast, and I've been the pattern recognizer. I've been the one figuring it out, asking spirit, looking at their answers, checking off the boxes, comparing all the things, looking at their experience, and then seeing, okay, what is possible with the things that they say they love, the things that they require. Like I've been the one that had to do that. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a way for me to create some sort of an automation that can help people do this. That is my system and my process baked in. Justice for owners, 169. I'm cheap. I know lots of people are cheap. And in this economy, a lot of people are, but people have paid me to take them through it one on one. So when I'm out of the picture, it removes the need to charge 7 grand, 10 grand. All right. Like I don't need to charge that. Make it one time and let it serve thousands of people because the need is there. So literally, um, I did think about people's literally people's needs right now, um, and affordability and wanting it to be super accessible to pretty much everybody, that, wants an income. So there you go. Can you see the price? Wow, it's funky on the gold in the screen. It's $147. I priced it at $147. So it's even cheaper than you're cheap, Andrea. $147. Don't let the price fool you because it is worth so much more than that. Like, do not let that price fool you. And there are some requirements, like you have to have a computer, a desktop, or a tablet. It does not work on mobile. There's too much information sharing going back and forth, and you do have to be willing to work with AI. I like Claude. It was tested on Claude, but it will work on ChatGPT, although ChatGPT has to have constant reminders to follow the instructions and the rules set out. But I have created it so that it will work on any AI. Um, and then you're not telling me your answers. All of your answers are between you and your chat, you and your document file. I'm out of the loop on it. So it is private. All of the answers that come out are yours and yours alone. Nobody gets a record of it, blah, blah, blah. 147 one time. This is a one-time fee. You were close. And I did think about, like, if I was in the situation where I didn't have a lot of money coming in or I was barely making it or I'd been unemployed for a while and I've been sending freaking resumes and I've never worked for myself and I'm scared, but I also am curious, could I make money on my own with the skills I have? Would I pay what would I pay? What would I be, able to afford? And what would I pay, and what would it be worth? This is literally, y'all, anytime someone gives you a product that makes you money, they will charge you $1,000 minimum because they know you're gonna make money off of this. And I know you can make money off of this if you take action, if you follow through and take action. And there are actionable steps that will come out of the blueprint for you. Actionable, this is your first move. This is the best course if you need money fast. This is the best sustainable long-term income. This is based on your answers and your experience, like you're going to get 2 to 3 options specific to you and first steps, actionable items, not just, okay, these are the things you can do. It's here's the things you can do. Oh, and here is the demographics. I added this today. Demographics, psychographics, and market research for who is your target market and target audience. Having that information alone, you would normally pay some marketing digital whatever person $500 for just that information. And I'm telling you, you're going to have what you can sell, what you can make, what you can offer, how to package it. This goes for consulting, for advisory work, for fractional work, for self-employment and services, for business to business services, business to personal services. You can use it for getting government like the possibilities are endless. It all just depends on where's your experience level? What skills do you have? And you would be surprised at some of the skills that it's going to pick up by the questions that I ask you to answer. Specifically, I am pulling things out the way that I would pull out if I was working with you one on one. It's not like your normal, "Oh, how do you feel? What would you like to see?" Like, these are specific and they're deep, meant to extract the very information and insights that are needed to create income generating ideas for you that you can turn into a business. And once you own it, it's for the life. So it's not like, "Oh, do it one time and that's it." You can come back and use it at any time. Like, you can come back and use it again and go through the process again. I have I have many, many entrepreneurs who have done one thing and, like, it's on a recurring revenue type of thing, and they're like, "I need to build something else. What should I build next?" That I've taken them through this process too, so that they know, okay, next steps for where you are right now and what you've created. Even if it's an adjacent market, it's a totally different product, doesn't matter. You go through this process and it's gonna give you new options based on what you already have, what you already own. But it isn't just for entrepreneurs. This is for anyone who wants to do contract work, gig work, solopreneur, make something, you're a crafty person, you wanna figure out how to sell something, have a specific knowledge base, but you never thought about turning it into something and what that knowledge base is. And even you parents and grandparents out there, like, we have a specific knowledge base. I have seen a bunch of videos from the generation Z and the millennials that are like, "We need the Gen X people to please stand up and teach us some shit, because we are the generation of get her done." If I have any millennials or Gen Xers sitting on the stream right now, could you please raise your hand and tell us you're here? Seriously, 'cause they wanna learn from us. We are the generation that broke out from the baby boomers. I'm one of them that took the risk at 28 and left corporate and said, "Screw this. They're draining the life out of me," and went out on my own and started making my own money, and have been highly successful ever since. And I've pivoted multiple times. Like I said, I started doing marketing agency, building websites in San Diego at the advent of the internet. When companies, because what I did as a job was I did our print marketing, print media. Then I learned how to do websites and graphic designs for websites and took it into digital. And that's what I was doing, but I didn't like it. I did it on the side while I had my corporate director of business development job, and then after that job went away, I kept that going for a little while, and then I opened my horse boarding and training facility because that was my passion, that was my dream. That's what I wanna do when I grow up, and my dad always said, "You can't make money at it." I made a shit ton of money at it, and then my boyfriend at the time, we partnered up and did a recruiting agency for tech. This was back in 1999 and 2000 during the tech boom. So, just saying, like, I've always been ahead of the curve, and I hated doing that too. So, then Spirit directed me to Colorado, and I started helping people, and that's what I've been doing ever since 2000. I'm Gen X, daughter of boomers. A bunch of us are Gen X, yeah. So, I'm telling you guys, there's a shift happening, and it's coming quick. Like, we're in it right now. The people who will thrive are the ones who break out early and lead the charge and stop relying on corporations to save your ass, because they ain't coming to save you. And the government, not coming to save you. The government is spending all of our taxpayer money. States are going to not have money. They're cutting federal funding to so many things. So we are on our own. And we need to get ahead of it before everybody else figures out that they should have been working on creating an income that is their own, that nobody can take from them. Because at some point, if we did end up going to a barter and trade system, when you have your own thing going and you focus on it being local before you focus on it being national and international, now you've got income that travels. Now you have stability and security that sticks around. Do you guys understand that? And some of you may be wondering, like, okay, well, great, I get the blueprint. I've never been in business for myself. I don't understand marketing. I don't understand how to set up the legal structure, how to not be paying self employment tax and instead setting up properly. I don't understand how to get beyond my fears and my doubts and all of that is included in a course that comes after that, that you'll have the option to join, called the Income Architect Foundations for Business. That is literally, I'm not selling it for thousands of dollars either, because again, people have needs to be able to become self-sustaining. So that program is priced way under $1,000, way under $1,000. It's worth well over, on its own, $2,000. Like standard, because it's a 12-part course. Standard for a course like that, you would be paying thousands of dollars, like $5,000, $4,000. Like, yeah. I'm going to give you everything you freaking need, knowledge base wise, to be able to sustain, to build it, to automate some things so that you don't get stuck doing everything on your own. When you're a self-employed person, you end up being the bookkeeper, the marketing person, the salesperson, the closer, the copywriter, and whatever the heck you're supposed to be actually delivering all at one time, multiple jobs all at one time. If you have a veteran entrepreneur that's willing to teach you how to set up this proper structures and systems up front, your ability to be successful and stay successful is going to go very, very far. So if you guys are interested, in any of that. I'm almost done. Like, I just finished the blueprint after a second remix. Well, it's probably more like a 10th remix, but I mean, as far as the coding goes, because I had to code this stuff all on my website, custom code it. So that's a done. Now I have to build out the course, the foundations course, and I may release this before the foundations course is actually ready to go. Because it's not like I need that much time. I've been teaching this stuff for years as it is, but to my private clients. Now it's just put it in a group format, put it in a DIY format, and it should not take me that long. Like, I've been working on this for a while. So who's interested already in having something like that? Or someone who needs that right now because they've been hit by job layoffs? Please let me know. Like, I want to know if y'all in my audience right now are actually with it. And can you use some extra money? My internet's not stable, just letting you. Okay. Can you use some extra money? I mean, can you use some extra income? Even if you're getting ready to retire. I was talking to Andy about this, like, he's still got skills. Even if he were to retire from his radio job, like, doesn't mean you're done. You can still do things. You can still generate income. Like I said, Gen Z and the millennials, they want to learn from us because they know we have the goods. Gen X is the get it done. We are the get it done generation. We were independent. We were latchkey kids. True or not true? That was us. And it's still true. Like, leave us the hell alone. We're going to get it done. Stay out of our way. Everybody can use extra income. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, for real. And even if you have, like, I'm in the way that I believe and the way I look at stuff is from a standpoint anymore of legacy. Like, leave legacy work behind. What can I imprint in the world? What's needed right now? And what can I offer that's needed right now? Like, literally, I think at this point, that's kind of where we're at, right? So, anyways, that's what I've been doing. And that's what I continue to do. I'm going to be busy for the next week. And literally, like, I want to wait to release series 2 of the podcast until I get more downloads and views and shares on the podcast as it's sitting right now. Because I released 12 episodes, I don't really feel the need to hurry up and record the next episode in series 2. Like, I'm going to go episode by episode in series 2. But I'm curious what else you guys want to learn from me in these live streams too. Because the live streams are also going to be a place where people that do the blueprint and people that take the foundations course can come and get help live with me on the live streams, because the live streams are always recorded and it's completely free. It's my way to be able to support you. I'm doing the live streams anyways. I might as well be able to support the people who are actually taking action and doing the thing to make their lives better and easier and more secure. But I don't only have to do that on live streams. In my honest, no such thing as extra income. The universe has, huh? There is no such thing as extra income. The universe has enough abundance for absolutely. But, I always say plenty of money to share and to spare, right? The government grants, federal grants are going away. Do you guys know that? Federal grants, whether it's for businesses, for research, for cancer, for homelessness, for initiatives. Do you guys realize that all of the federal government grants are going away, and they have shrunk dramatically since this president took office. Did you guys know that? These are facts. I have insider knowledge too, but these are facts. Yes or no, you knew that. That federal funding for grants and grant awards, people thought it was just USAID. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And a lot of nonprofits rely on federal grants to stay afloat and offer help and services. Bernadette, goal is night. How are you? Cuz she's saying, yep. Yeah, they are. Literally, they're evaporating. So, what's happening right now is private donors, private foundations, and this is a catch 22, kind of pisses me off, but also I'm glad they're doing it. Private philanthropy organizations, private donors like Mackenzie Phillips, Bezos' ex-wife, people like her, and corporations are creating grant foundations to privately fund and fill that gap where the federal money's disappearing. Now, it's not all out of charity and the kindness of their hearts, right? Because some of these people, these corporations, are still firing a bunch of people and then keeping the profit to the owner of the company and the stockholders. They are donating because they get it's a tax write-off as well. It's so it's a way to funnel income off of their personal tax reporting. Grants and funding is going away and shrinking. I know. Like I said, I got insider information too. So it's good that there are private citizens and corporations stepping up. That I will agree with. But it pisses me off that some of the same companies that are creating foundations and grants and awards are doing so because they still benefit. Like they don't do nothing out of the kindness of their hearts. They do everything because it benefits them. Fine, whatever. I will accept it on that. But don't think that I don't know. Just saying. They're the same people having dinner parties in Mar-a-Lago and paying to play. So they're the same people that are responsible for these massive federal cuts. But whatever. I mean, all our tax dollars that go into discretionary spending and all these other things, it's not so discretionary except for to the orange one in control right now. Like he's deciding where all that money disappears. And it seems to be going to his family and friends. And the people have paid him billions. Mackenzie Scott, Melinda Gates, Lauren Powell Jobs, just to name a few, all women, by the way. I know. They're not the only ones, though, Mr. Andy, that are creating private philanthropy foundations and grants. They are not. A lot of corporations are as well, whether that's for community giving. But there's a bunch of articles in the philanthropic journals speaking about this. The rich people know this, and I don't mean rich people, I mean hyper freaking wealthy people know that someone has to fill the gap. Pay for a pardon. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah. Um all this stuff like used to be minority and women could get grants to start a small business. You know, even if you get a $5,000 grant to start a small business, that's a lot of seed money, right? Cancer researchers and medical researchers that need to find answers for some funding's gone. Save the planet, ecological grants, gone. I don't think people realize how many millions and millions of dollars in grants were awarded every year. USAID was just one organization that was funded by some of that discretionary spending. And that's an unfortunate thing too. But yeah, that's why I said everywhere you turn, literally the people are on their own. We have got to come up with ways to fix where things are lacking. So that's why I created the income archetype quiz for free and the income generator blueprint, and then the income foundations program so that I can actually help people who are in dire straits right now pivot and shift out of reliance upon these freaking corporations and start to make money on their own. Now a person has to sell their plasma. I can't even sell plasma. I can't donate blood or sell plasma. If you've had cancer, they will not take your blood. At least they should not, especially if you've had blood cancer. Like, can't donate at all. Not that I would want to sell my blood to make money. Their unique distinction. They write checks without strings or the need. Well, for sure, Andy, Mackenzie Scott, Melinda Gates Powell, or Melinda Gates and Lauren Powell jobs. I get it. Right. They stay very low key with the way they do it. But the other ones, I don't know. Maybe they do. I just know a lot of them are doing it for the tax write-offs. I see those commercials, Andrea. I know. It's crazy. The world we live in right now, it is topsy-turvy and backwards. And I'm not saying the sky is falling and it's not gonna. I'm telling you, we've got to become as sovereign can be, independent in our thinking, independent in the way we work, in the way that we earn money. If you're not a self-starter, you need to become one. If you've been someone who needs to be told what to do, your job description and all the things, those days are over and you need to become independent. Like, it's time to break out of the dependence box on a job, on a corporation, on our government. It's time for those. I mean, literally, even if you love to garden, that is a business that will bear fruit as far as income is concerned. If you like to walk dogs, there is a business. Remove Rover from the equation. Truly. Things you haven't thought. I saw some kid making crochet purses on TikTok, and they're beautiful purses. At some point, I may buy one from him just to support him, because he's a kid. They're beautiful. Look like designer bags, hand crocheted. Was telling Addie, man, you should make. She's like, I don't have time, but they're really, really, really cool, Grandma. Like, right? So, truly, y'all, whether it's a service or a business, there are endless, infinite ways to take what you know, to take what you love, to take what you have as far as your knowledge base and your skills and turn it into income. And right now, the world we're going into is going to demand and needs innovators, change agents, but people with heart and integrity. We don't need any more super greedy, chasing the buck, only do it for money people on this planet. We got enough of that. Can I hear an amen? Please. I could use an amen. I've got to program some auto stuff into my mixing board so I can just hear the amen when I push the button. Because sometimes I'm like talking to myself. It's so lonely. Anywho, all right. Does anyone have any questions you guys want me to answer? It can be intuitive too. I don't really care. But generally speaking, like for everybody, not just for you. I'm going to do readings for you as like one on one. But if you have a specific question that you want to know, I will throw some cards because it's Saturday night and I'm in a good freaking mood. Whoever types in their question first, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna run because it is Saturday night. Holy cow, it's late. Time is flying by. I've been at my desk and in my office since 7 o'clock this morning. It is 9 something. What time is it? 9:35. A long damn day, 14 hours. Ah, good night, Miss Andrea. It's good to see you. You're right about the tax write-offs. Elvis refused the tax break, saying it defeated the giving. Seriously, like, it's time for generous, heart-centered, loving people with integrity and authenticity that we can trust. We are the ones that are like that need to be pushed to the top, not not the patriarchy and the ones with the most money to advertise. Mm-mm. Y'all need to support your local businesses, your local creators, your small creators, people like me, like that are giving you value and don't have massive millions of followings on social media. Support them. You're going to see more of them. I hope you're one of them. Literally hope you're one of them if you need to make money and support your family. And as a single mom, I went that route and I do not regret it. I was a single mom twice. Like, I already had a kid, got married, had a kid, got divorced, single mom twice, raised two girls 10 years apart on my own. And my husband never earned money while we were married. He refused to work. He wanted a divorce after he got his citizenship in the US, which I was more than happy to grant. But in any case, it was the answer to my prayers. And it provided me and my family a very stable income. And now my daughter's an entrepreneur and a business owner. And I am so proud of her because she's doing what she loves, custom costume design. She found her jam, but she tried 3 different things before she finally landed on A, what she's so good at naturally, and B, what actually generates income for her locally, and it's amazing, and I know y'all have it in you if you want it to be there. So, I hope to be able to help you guys with all of this in the future. I'll let you know how it goes. Have a good night. Happy Saturday. Things are gonna be okay. Don't stop stocking up on things. Get things while the getting is good at the prices that they are. The prices are only going to continue to climb. I don't say that with glee and joy because I told you so. The prices are going to continue to climb. The, we've seen like the sardines, $2 in less than 10 days. We've already seen stuff like that happening here in the US. Telling you guys, the Strait of Hormuz continues to remain closed. The oil reserves in the rest of the world continue to go down. Plastics are coming out of the resins are coming out of the Middle East. Like, people don't understand what's coming. We are going to go through a very dark, dark, hard period where things are not going to be that available. That's why I say get your shit ready now. Have multiple streams of income set up, and you'd be surprised what you can make money doing. You too, Bernadette. Good to see you. God bless you. Knowledge is life. Absolutely. Tomatoes, cucumbers, mangoes, papayas, whatever you got, man. Whatever you got. Even people that are willing to go fishing and sell that locally, turn it into a business. Bake bread, turn it into a business. Seriously. So many ways to make money based on what you like. But there's things you haven't even thought of. Like I said, girlfriend that I worked with yesterday and took her through the blueprint to make sure that the answers came out exactly the way that they should, as close to me being in the room as possible. she got one thing that was like, "Holy crap. Oh my god. I never thought of that." And it's so unique and specific to her. Nobody else could actually provide that. I don't think I'm sure someone could if they thought of it, but not her system because it's her specific system she developed for something that she does. And I've never seen it offered. And she was like, "I never even thought of it." And that is what you're gonna get if you do the blueprint. So, I'm gonna get back to work on that stuff tomorrow and finish it off. I have a lot of work ahead of me, but I'm excited. You guys have specific things you want me to talk about in the upcoming podcast series as I'm building it, because I am building out all the topics right now too. Um, Send me a message on YouTube. Send me a message on whatever platform you follow me on, or just go email me on my website, bernadettegold.com. Okay. Have a good night, you guys. Be grateful, be happy, love one another, and ignore the freaking haters because there's a lot of them out there.